governor, so that's taken care of. And it just, this seems to be it's going to be a very exciting time to be a participant in state government in Louisiana in 2007-2008 and beyond, because I think we're on the cusp of great change.
You see, everybody talks about a reform governor coming in. We've had reform governors, nothing's changed. I'm convinced the House and the Senate will make the major changes. Now, we know we're going to have change in the House just simply because of term limits, but the Senate poses the biggest problem because you have, I'm going to say Montgomery types who voted for term limits, by the way. Billy votes for term limits, becomes a Republican because he can't win in this district unless he's a Republican. And
he actually said,
by the way, I know he did, and I'm picking on him, but the fact is we can't have that type switch over into the Senate. It's 39 votes, and people need to understand that 39 votes become a committee for 5, and a quorum is 3. 2 votes change anything. You guys that are all running for the Senate, we can't, and I want people to know that the Senate is where the focus needs to be at.
It's essential that we have someone in Senate District 37 that can vigorously articulate our values up here. Someone that can go down there, make alliances, work for change, because it's going to be tough in the Senate. That potentially is, Moon, you're exactly right, the stumbling block for this express train for change in Louisiana.
But I want people to realize that you can't just say I'm electing a reform governor.
Oh, no, because we've done that before.
It's no cut on any governor.
No, we've elected good government governors before, and because the legislature hasn't changed, we've really not accomplished much. I mean, we start with Ed Kennan, or Bob Kennan, back in the 50s. Billy will know. He's that vintage.
When you said Bob, I thought you were going to say Bob Odom, but anyway, we'll say that for later.
Yeah.
Jan, I brought this up to Mr. Shaw, Mr. Peacock, and I want people to concentrate on the business side. I don't think we can change the state once people get in there without making this a friendly business state. First of all, it keeps the companies that are here, they prosper, they grow.
Yeah, we talk about spending $400 million to attract a steel mill from Germany. At the same time, we're taxing our own homegrown businesses that are here now. We're taxing their inventories, their utilities, and most small businesses, such as mine, are taxed as individuals or sub-S corporations, which flows through to the individual return. And we pay an income tax rate here that's really causing people to want to move to Texas.
Well, it's a little high in Texas. The income tax is a little higher than the income tax.
Because there isn't one in Texas.
Bingo. No matter how high.
Moon, I have friends who are producers who have, in the last 3 years since Stelly went into effect, moved their residence from Shreveport right over the line into Wascom or somewhere right over there to avoid having to pay that tax. And these are people who are producers who hire people, and it's a shame that all of that's moved over, 20, 30 miles over the state line. But when you tax something, Moon, you have less of it.
Yeah, Jay Murrell, my special guest, District 37 Senate seat is what we're talking about. Jay, what are people telling you? I'm taking it you're walking. I know the other two gentlemen are walking.
Lost 5 pounds. Lost 5 pounds.
They don't agree with that. I
need about 10 more.
Question though, what are they telling you? What are people telling you? Because I'm always curious to see what the average person out there.
The people with an opinion, Moon, which is a goodly number of them, are just sick and tired of the way things are. And they're fed up. And I think that if you're old guard, old school, if you served in Baton Rouge before for a couple of terms and or you're term limited, I think people are going to look at what you did or what you didn't do, and I think they're going to say, we need to try something different. We need to send somebody down there who will vigorously articulate the need for change.
But
and a path for change.
You're talking about change, but what I mean is issues. People say, I know that you can't just vote on change. You got to have some issues that they want.
Exactly, Moon. Obviously, the tax situation needs to be addressed. Real economic development, and we've talked about that. So
is anybody asking for a new lake or reservoir in all areas?
They're not asking for golf course. They're not asking for a community theater or a festival tent. They're not asking for.
I'm just kind of curious because that's the things we normally get.
No, they're asking for highway improvements and infrastructure and taking care of the things that government ought to be doing. And the community theater and the reservoir and the golf course isn't on their list. Those aren't bad things, but they're just not priorities for these people. Or for me, by the way.
I just wonder when you say, name 2 or 3 that you're talking about. Is anybody talking about roads here? Of course, in your case, y'all down to I-49.
We're talking about I-49, and there's some smoke and mirrors there, Moon. There was much made of the $60 million. And look, $60 million is a lot of money. But we we had this huge, what was it, $1.2 billion, man? What was our surplus that they spent every time?
It's about $3.5 billion.
All right. We carved out a paltry $60 billion. That's going to put, my friend Vernon's here. Vernon, that's going to push it out, what, anywhere from 12 to 14 years? We could have funded the whole thing with this budget surplus, $250 million. We got 60. Whoopee. You know, we could have done the whole thing. We had this huge surplus, and they spent every single penny of it. And you've talked at great length and with great wit and alacrity on that. I listen to your show.
I don't remember, man. When I get off this program, I go listen. My wife tells me what to do.
We got shortchanged. we got shortchanged.
The no veto session. Of course, Montgomery, once again, another bad vote. Voted against the veto session.
You know,
this is what amazes me. These guys all got good voting records. I got Lobby's voting record. And Lobby should have gave a good voter. They voted for the tax cut. They voted for the tax cut on the private school almost unanimously. They voted unanimously on the tax cut on utilities. So on the scorecard, they look really good. Right. But the fact is, when you say no, you don't want the veto session.
That is the game that they play down there, man. And it's being conveniently absent for a vote. You know, oh, I wasn't there for that one. But then when something passes out of committee, you know, they'll disappear for that, or they'll modify something in committee, and there's a lot of lip service given to reform. You pointed out the veto session is a good example. The people that voted for the tax cuts, but then were unwilling to go down and challenge the governor's veto.
I must use Montgomery because we're looking at this district. Is that kind of John Kerry's? He voted for the tax cuts
before he voted against it. Yeah.
Am I off by saying that?
You know, I think you got it.
I mean, there's a lot of them that did that. It's not just Montgomery.
Well, there's a pattern, and folks just, you know, the people, certainly the people that listen to the Moon Griffon Show are
67 strong, by the way. Thank y'all.
I was down at Southgate and Bossier, and you got 2 more down there last week.
Yeah, but I lost 2. Some passed away.
Did you? Okay. but they're smart enough to understand that just because somebody says something don't mean that's what they're actually doing. And
all right, JR, I have a few seconds to give out whatever information you want to tell me.
I'm gonna make a plea for money. You're statewide, Moon. Go to jmurrell.com, JAYMURRELL.
Who wants cash? Y'all want the credit card?
This is an expensive race. You know, we're spending lots of money, and you know, this is important to the people in Lake Charles and Lafourche as it is to the people in Caddo and Bossier. So, you know, check me out. I'm the only candidate in the race, man, who started a small business from scratch without benefit of family money. And, you know, I've done it on my own. And I employ people, and I've got a perspective that no one else has. And I just, give me 4 years, and I'll do the 3 things we talked about.
All right, District 37 race, and like I said, 3, 4, 5 candidates in it right now. Qualifying.
You can qualify, man.
I doubt that. Matter of fact, you guys ought to wish I would qualify. You know how much money y'all can raise if I ran against y'all? From Blanco, from Mike Foster, from the Mary Landry, John Bro. Y'all can get maxed out. If y'all would give me a percentage of it, I might consider. Anyway, all right, we got to take a break. We're here at Shreveport. You laughing? You think people?
You're doing a great job.
I mean, you people think they would contribute against me. All in agreement. All right, Jay Murrell, thank you very much. Rock and roll. More to come on the Moon Griffon Show.